I've always liked and appreciated my friends, but I haven't always been the kind of friend they need. I could be a lot better. Similar to this, I have pals who I know adore me but who occasionally fail to provide for my needs. Friendships are not exempt from interpersonal conflict or disappointment, which frequently results from misunderstandings, incorrect assumptions, or erroneous beliefs, like other partnerships. These 5 widespread notions may prevent you from being the kind of friend you actually want to be. Belief 1. What you have to say must be heard by your friend. She doesn't, in fact. She wants to talk to you, but you need to listen. Have you ever listened to a buddy vent about their problems, waiting impatiently to tell her what you think she should do? I am aware that I have engaged in this. The counsel isn't at all what my friend was searching for, so even though she tries to be grateful for it, on the inside she's probably boiling with resentment. She merely desired to be heard. I recently found myself on the opposing side of this dilemma. I made the mistake of sharing this with a longtime girlfriend at a time when I was feeling very down. I hoped for an understanding here, but I kept getting instructions to just shift my perspective. Ironically, perspective is a major component of the wellness writing workshops I lead, so I wasn't unfamiliar with the idea. I wasn't asking for advice on how to lift myself out of my gloom, though. All I wanted was for someone to be aware that I was there. This friend's attempts to lecture me and provide her fast fix failed the more she did so. I was prepared to hide under my covers for the ensuing few weeks in order to avoid her by the time we hung up. Listening is a magnetic, an odd thing, a creative force, wrote author Brenda Euland. When we are heard, we are created, we open up and grow. Ideas truly start to flourish and come to life inside of us. Before giving a buddy advice, put her needs before your own. She'll ask for assistance if she needs it. Belief 2. Your friend's circumstance is comparable to your own personal experience. Not necessarily, and it's your responsibility to support your friend's situation rather than your own. That saying, you can't understand another person until you've walked a mile in her shoes, is true. However, giving unwanted advice might be almost as harmful as discussing your own experience. Your story's inapplicability might merely demonstrate how little you comprehend. I can remember a moment when I was talking to a friend about some parenting problems I was having. She discussed her parenting style as if it would have lessened the issues our family was experiencing. She didn't realize that she and I were extremely different individuals, and that our children were also unique. Our family relationships, personal ideals, and even circumstances were dissimilar. She unintentionally missed the opportunity to affirm my predicament by relating her success story. This error has the potential to ruin a friendship for life. The commonality between all of us, according to Oprah Winfrey, is that we want to be validated. She remarked in a commencement address to Harvard graduates. We seek understanding. I'm aware that I crave approval, and as a friend, I owe them nothing less. Consider and respect your friend's situation while putting your own aside. Belief 3. Despite distance, friendships endure. Not likely, they won't. And if they do, their power will likely be reduced. The world of friendship in modern times is dynamic. Geographic mobility is common in our society. Childhood, because of their parents' jobs, being a better friend, relocate across the nation. Friends from high school and college relocate for scholarly or occupational reasons. Adult pals consent to work moves or new positions that take them far away. During their retirement years, friends frequently move away once more to live with their grandchildren or retire in a warmer country. Even though we strive, it's frequently impossible to maintain our friendship. We rely on touch more than any other sense, although we also use sound, smell, and other senses like other species. The issue with long-distance friendships is that we can't support one another with all of our senses. Imagine attempting to keep up a distant relationship with your cat or dog. People differ from one another because they can communicate through Facebook, Skype, email, and several other technology. On the other hand, a 13 inches screen is simply inadequate for long-term communication. You cannot provide a tissue to someone who is crying online. On Skype, you can't experience the comfort of a hug. We can only distinguish one or two positive signals from our faces and voices, according to DePaul University psychologist Matthew Herdenstein. But it seems instead that touch is a lot more complex, sophisticated, and precise means to express emotions. If you're close enough to touch, it's frequently the simplest way to convey something, according to Laura Guerrero, co-author of Close Encounters, Communication in Relationships. If someone touches us, we feel closer to them. Maintain your long-distance friendship using regular, varied, sight, and sound-based contact methods, and make sure you can schedule in-person meets as frequently as you can. Belief number 4. Friendships truly last a lifetime. In reality, they frequently aren't, and that might be all right. I've always believed that my mother is a great role model for friendship. She stayed close till her childhood friend passed away from old age. She took time to call and frequently visit her friend even while we kids were tiny. She saw her acquaintance once or twice a week after we grew up. My mother and father would both assist with running errands, attending appointments, and other tasks when her friend got ill due to an incurable illness. I realized very early on from seeing their friendship that friendships are designed to last a lifetime. Years later, I discovered this to be untrue. I've lost a few friends over the course of my life, generally because our lives changed. For instance, one of my closest friends was still happily single when I got married and had a family. My husband and I naturally started attending family-friendly gatherings, while my friend was enrolling in belly dancing classes and frequenting nightclubs with her unattached friends. It pained my heart to see how far we were drifting apart. However, it also made perfect sense. In order to break up with a friend, you might say something along the lines of, "I love you, and I thank you for everything you have done for me over the years. But as life would have it, you're headed one way, and I'm heading another." Author Melissa Copelton claimed that sometimes we force relationships out of habit that we've otherwise outgrown. As bizarre as it sounds, we aren't the same people we once were, and it looks like our adult selves won't get along very well. I won't ever wish you harm out of respect for the innumerable years of sleepovers, inside jokes, fights, tears, parties, and secrets. I truly wish you the best. No matter what, always have the best intentions for your friend. On a side note, the friend who left me 20 years ago just re-entered my life, as our ever-winding paths once more crossed. We could rekindle our friendship since back then. We wished the best for one another. Belief number 5. Your significant other is more significant than your friends. Run. They both have significance. Remember the time when your best friend got a boyfriend when you were a kid, or your partner, and you found yourself suddenly single on Friday, and Saturday nights feeling snubbed by this new love interest. You likely helped your buddy dry her tears while she waited for the next partner once she eventually realized that love doesn't last. Then, as we all grew older, it was expected that we would put our marriages first. Undoubtedly, and possibly legitimately, our wives anticipated this. After all, we don't make vows that last until our deaths do us part with our pals. However, even with the greatest of intentions, partners can't always meet our emotional demands. We periodically need someone else to complain to, confide in, or with whom we can occasionally let loose and have fun as our wild and crazy shadow selves. Keep in mind these basic advice to help you be a better friend. You will always get further by listening to comprehend rather than to answer. Sharing your experience is less crucial than validating your friend's feelings. Although friendships don't always withstand time and distance, we can still gain something from each contact we maintain. Both your love relationships and your pals play significant roles in your life. You will be well on your way to being a better friend if you can remember these things. Comment below with your ideas on what qualities a good buddy should possess.